Today I'm going to show you how to dress like a mob wife. Clean girl was one of the first trends that I can personally remember on TikTok.
We're saying bye to coastal grandma and hello to eclectic grandpa all 2024.
If you're watching this video, it probably means you've been looking for more sustainable alternatives to your wardrobe, but haven't found success. And that is by design. Okay, let's talk about the fashion industry. The fashion industry has three major problems: accessibility and sizing, accessibility within price sensitivity, and excess waste and overconsumption. Fast fashion solves two of these problems and is completely detrimental to the third. People on the ends of the typical sizing spectrum, which is an XS to an XL, will tell you that it's 100 times harder to find clothes that are flattering and will last and are affordable. And the same goes for folks who are on a limited or a fixed income, which includes high school and college students. If you think about it, who is going to be spending this amount of money when I can be spending this amount of money for something less but similar? So in this video, I'm going to share with you what I've done in the past 2.5 years to completely eliminate fast fashion from my closet. I'll show you how I've curated and evolved my style sustainably in a way that's still affordable, still relevant. So yeah, but what if I'm not ready to break up with fast fashion? Okay, let me hit you with the theoretical. Hear me out. Let me entertain you on this. Imagine this person, this person, this person. They got rid and they were disposing of all of these beautiful, bespoke, high fashion pieces. If they were like, oh yeah, I wore this once, I'm never going to wear it again, it's too out there, there's no sense in me wearing it, I've already been photographed in it, I'm just going to dispose of it. We would be up in arms. Impact Environment would make an entire Instagram carousel on how damaging this behavior is, and then they'll remind you of their carbon emissions on their private jets. But anyways, the gag is that these pieces worn by celebrities do not belong to them. They are protected by the house designer and the sample distributor and are probably sustained far better than any other piece of clothing on the market. My question to you is, if you find that theoretical situation appalling, pointless, and a waste, why would you invest your hard-earned money into clothes that are disposable by design? I'm not saying you need to go out and buy exorbitantly expensive clothing. I don't do that. You shouldn't do that. But I'm saying you deserve normal quality clothing that complements and fits you well and lasts. And you deserve to walk into a closet where a lot of your pieces have grown with you. They hold sentimental value and pieces that you love and that aren't polluting the planet. So I use the girlies as an example because the looks of these public figures are in collaboration with the tastemakers and the designers that style them. And oftentimes, their looks are what inform what is being pushed into the funnel of fast fashion. It's also worth mentioning you should probably hang on to the clothes you really like, even if it doesn't fit today's trends or relevancy, or you feel like you can't wear it casually. We pretty much have made all the clothes. So if you have clothes that are old, but you like the way it fits, or for some whatever reason you want to keep it, you should probably do that. It's just a matter of time before that piece of clothing becomes trendy and relevant again. Essentially, humans have been making clothes for over 120,000 years. We've made everything under the sun. The only thing that really changes is how things are cut, draped, pinned, dyed, pleated, shaped. You'll see it a lot where trends within the past decade have been heavily inspired by other points in time. It's still the same type of clothing, but things were cut a certain way, things were draped a certain way, things were accessorized a certain way. Especially when people pull out the most random and niche trends like mob wife. Think of trends like a puzzle, and the clothing are pieces. If you have a diverse set of pieces that you love within your closet, you don't need to keep up with trend after trend after trend because you'll have the foundation to capture the vibes or the essence without it looking obvious and repetitive like everyone else. Your pieces fit its own puzzle. Now, there's still plenty of innovation to happen in the fashion industry. Like, the new and the cutting edge will always arrive, but most of us are not waking up every day, standing there naked while our dual motorized airbrush machines are revving up to paint on a fabric dress for ourselves before we head to work. I think if the opportunity presented itself, I would want to wear said dress because I would want to know how it feels like. Anyways, thrifting. You've probably heard it a million times and a million more. Thrifting and buying clothes on the resale market is the easiest way to acquire new clothing for your wardrobe in a way that promotes a circular economy. If you feel some type of way about used clothes, grow up. But you haven't thrifted enough. I can guarantee that you haven't thrifted enough to see just how unworn a lot of clothes that just gets put into thrift stores is. So if that really truly is a deal breaker, just be super intentional about the clothes that you are wearing and that you are purchasing. Is it something that's going to last you 2-3 years time? Will you love it? Will you still want to wear it in 2-3 years time? Or do you love it for the moment? Do you love it because it fits the mob wife now, but you're going to be sick of the mob wife in 3 years? Anyways, another argument is like, oh, I never find anything good. You, again, haven't thrifted enough. I've been thrifting since like elementary school. Like looking for like clothes, and when I was little I was really looking more for like, I want Hollister and Abercrombie and blah blah blah, but now that I'm older, or as I've gotten older, it's been more looking for specific pieces that'll elevate what I already have. But yeah, I've been thrifting since elementary school, ran my own online thrift store in high school, then in undergrad I ran the campus thrift store. So thrifting is a practice, and sure, there's always going to be unsuccessful days, and that's at any location, but your odds are better if you've tapped into your personal style. You'll know what to look for faster. Forgot to mention this. I've always held on to clothes and just, giving things away, giving hand-me-downs, all that jazz. I think anyone that has a large immigrant family like mine or a large immigrant upbringing might have a similar experience. I've actually held on to some of my fast fashion-y pieces, and I've tried to continue them in my style, in the way that I dress today, but I've made mistakes. I don't know if I'll ever wear this again. This was part of my Guy Fieri costume in Halloween. Then this was a mistake. The key word is I've tried to incorporate. We make mistakes. This was a big mistake. I almost don't want to announce this on the internet. This is y'all remember her? Y'all remember the cow craze of 2021, I think. This is a Shein top. Where is it? With the Plato's Closet tag. Yep. Yeah, the choices we make. This is really unfortunate for me, but I am going back to where my parents are from, to their home island, and hopefully I can be one with the cows when I wear this. But now on to how I've developed my personal style. I was someone growing up in middle school where I just didn't have any. Middle school me wore the same Ben Franklin low pony with the curly hair, as y'all have seen. Hoodie, jeans, and sneakers. That's all I would wear. My only points of reference in middle school were Bethany Moda, Live Love, Bethany Moda. I hope she's doing well. Somehow, whatever Joan Rivers was saying on Fashion Police, that really stuck with me and is burned in my memory. And also the Boys of One Direction had a surprising influence on my style. I think I was like a blazers, jeans, Toms girl in 7th and 8th grade. That was interesting. Anyways, it took me a very long time to figure out exactly what I wanted to wear, how I wanted to present myself. Oh, and I watched a lot of What Not to Wear. That show, for some reason, I was a TLC girl, I was a Today Show girl, Oprah show. That was the after school stuff I would watch, apart from Disney Channel and Nickelodeon. That was when my mom wanted to watch something and I was forced to watch as well, and I ended up really liking it. When I was in high school, Instagram was really starting to peak. And a lot of my style influences were what I was seeing online. Now, getting inspiration from other people is great, but when they are your only points of reference, it is really hard to feel ownership in your personal style. And that's why a lot of people end up buying fast fashion, because 99% of the time, you're trying to replicate from a point of reference. Trendy looks don't equate a lasting or an evolving personal style. So to someone who's I don't know how to start finding my own style, I think nothing looks good on me, that's a lie. You and I both know that's a lie. Or, like I mentioned earlier, if you're someone on the ends of the sizing spectrum, look into your closet and pick out the things that make you feel the most confident. What are the items of clothing or the outfits that you wear that get you the most compliments? Like, those are your staples. Those are what you're keeping. Now, if there are items of clothing that you're like, oh, I really like this, but it's not casual enough to wear, like just out and about, play around and experiment, like literally heal your inner child and just play dress up, I promise. And then go to the thrift in your favorite outfit. Find what adds to that outfit, find what you can substitute in that will still make it feel like a stylish and complete outfit to you. I know that sounds super vague, so I'm gonna give you an example. So I have this Forever 21 dress I brought my sophomore or junior year of high school, and I never ended up wearing it. Why? Because it's too short. It's fashion, it's chuggy, it's not my style anymore, and I'm going to wear it today. Why? Because I do really like the way this dress hugs my body, and I think that's something worth working with. I also have this 1980s shoulder-padded knitted sweater. I hate the way this looks on me. Like, I wouldn't wear this on its own. I also got this for pennies. I found it on the floor at By the Pound, which is a thrift store in Boston. Why did I buy it? I don't know. I thought maybe I would rework it into something new. So we have this fashion-y Forever 21 dress that I mostly don't like, and then wearing black tights to mitigate the too short situation. Also, I hate the top of the Forever 21 dress, so I'm just playing around with draping and pinning, and I ended up creating this like late 1980s, almost Mugler-inspired type of look. After I put this together, I felt so nostalgic, and that's because it was very similar to Julia Louis-Dreyfus in the 1989 movie Christmas Vacation, which has and always will be one of my favorite films of all time. So now I have a look that's representative of my taste, my style, that is actually quite fashion forward and relevant, and I didn't spend money at all. I think the sweater was like 50 cents when I bought it from the floor, thinking that I would just rework it. And the best part is I'm actively using clothing that I otherwise would have parted ways with. Now, you're always going to evolve your taste and style, and having points of reference can be really helpful, like Pinterest and Instagram. They're really great. In my phone, I keep a catalog of looks that I'm inspired by for that reason, and that can help really inform the direction of what I want to play into, when I dress myself every day. The more you keep up with it, you can have a historical backlog and get inspired from previous seasons. Again, have the focus be centered on yourself. I think dressing yourself is one of the few, if not one of the only, parts of life where you can actually take complete ownership and be selfish. Experimenting with clothing also will make you a better stylist. You'll be able to pick up on how to drape things better. You'll know what fits the best. You can rework pieces of clothing to fit an ulterior purpose in your look. And then you'll figure out how to make things more interesting and more appealing for the eye as you evolve. This is probably my best tip. If you take one piece of style advice from me, it is to look into ready-to-wear shows from Fashion Week. I usually will watch shows, but you can find the coverage and the looks on Women's Wear Daily or Vogue. Watch any ready-to-wear show, any season, any brand. These emerging designers and these houses, they spend a lot of time, money, investment into forecasting what's going to be trendy months ahead of time. So, for example, right, latest season was Fall Ready-to-Wear 2024. And we are still months out from fall, but they just showed that show, or those shows, rather. So again, I mentioned clothes have already been made before, so go look at what these houses and designers are coming up with. Find silhouettes, textures, patterns, motifs from that season that you see that intrigue you, and things that you can play around with in your closet. For example, I saw a lot of buttoning in Paris for Fall/Winter 24. Lots of button jackets, buttons on skirts, two-piece sets. Guess what I'm going to look for when I go to the thrift? Exactly. That way, come fall, I have a really good sense of direction for what is relevant and in style, and I get to play around with what I already have and just elevate it into something new. Just remember, fixing the deeply harmful problems of fast fashion is not solely one's individual responsibility, especially when policymakers, brands, and corporations can all step up. However, that doesn't mean that we get to buy into this narrative of overconsumption. You are worth more than disposable clothing. You're worth more than consuming everything around you in an effort to better your style when you already have your innate beauty. I have so much more to talk about regarding this, and I would love to make it a series. So if you're interested, please subscribe. I'm too small for you to ever find me again, so I feel like that's the best bet to catching another video from this series. If you want to know more, here's some cool things to look out for. If you'd like to donate your clothing and get it into good hands or a new home, check out your local Buy Nothing Facebook groups. Read up about them. It's a really great way not only to connect with your local community, but also intentionally donate. And check out goodonyou.eco. It's a really great database for logging the ethical and sustainability rating with the trusted reporting sources across the globe. I'd love to see the evolution of your styling journeys, so connect with me. Again, take it from the girl who bought Shein from Plato's Closet. I'm not here to judge your consumer choices. So that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Go spread love and kindness into the world. I think that's one way to keep sustaining our beautiful human lives.